shit. What I gotta ask you real quick too. I had an important question to ask you too. This is actually a main one. This is like a big conversation. I feel like it's a questionable one because sometimes I feel this way and sometimes I don't. Do you think there should be gatekeepers in hip hop?
All day.
Elaborate.
All day. You gatekeep everything you give a shit about. You gatekeep your house, don't you? You gatekeep your car. You gatekeep the money, like everything. Like, because if you care about something, you're going to gatekeep it. Because if you just let, whether it's your house, whether it's a business, anything, if you just let anybody in to do whatever the fuck they want to, you're not gonna have the shit you love that long.
That's valid. That is so valid.
And so
valid. I'm 50-50, man. I'm 50-50 because I feel like it's kind of like I tie it into inviting everybody to the cookout type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just because somebody knows a pop culture reference or just knows of a song doesn't mean you have to be fully embraced into like the culture or the hip hop culture or whatever the shit to say. And also too, like with gatekeeping, I feel like, and I don't know, maybe this might be internet space, you know what I'm saying, YouTube space, but how do you feel about, and it's still in the same era, but how do you feel about people now using the Cardi B's, the NBA Youngboys, the Little Durks as the face of hip hop online to spin a narrative? Because I've noticed that it's to spin a narrative. We're using these names to put faces on hip hop. Where I'm like, that's not the entirety of hip hop. We all know that the goofy shit, and not to say this shit's goofy, but we know that like all that shit kind of sells in the mainstream. And that's been like that for years. And that's never been hip hop in its totality. But it seems like people try to devalue the entire culture by using these three faces. And I don't even think Dirk sells like a Cardi. I think Youngboy is popular amongst a specific demographic. And I think Cardi...
No. I'm saying the NBA Youngboy is like...
He's big?
Stupid big.
He's big. So I don't keep up. And that's why I'm just like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why they're trying to make this like the face of hip hop. They're just the current players in hip hop that are holding it down. And I don't know their music. I heard some music from Youngboy, like one song.
I'm not a fan of him.
I'm not a fan, but I've heard something. I was like, this is solid, but I know that he does the beef things with the Dirks and all them, and they have certain music. But I'm like, it's a young man's game, though. Like, we've always known that. Young man's game rap about what the young man is going through in their lives, and then they grow and mature and figure it out over time, and that grows with the music. Is that something that we're missing? Is that something that I'm missing?
See, I'm about to say, for me, I think it's par for the course. Because see, Dolores Tucker did the same shit in the 90s.
Yeah.
With hip hop, with certain rappers, whoever was the biggest.
I mean, shit, it was
whoever was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the same shit with Eminem. I remember when they was having bonfires, piling this nigga albums up in the street.
Yeah, they was doing that. That was the thing, stomping on the tapes, which you're helping the sales because you're buying the tapes. But
But so like, I just think now it's since, you know what I'm saying, they can't physically burn these albums no more. They just, this is what they do.
Right.
I think it's the same shit that we've been doing. That they've been doing. It's par for the course. The model of hip hop invites a lot of scrutiny because mainly hip hop speaks to certain people that understand hip hop,
and it influences people.
And I don't even think it's an influence. I don't think like one of my favorite things is Jay-Z.
Back then, I think that's where I'm thinking. I'm thinking more like 30 years ago, where it influenced white America. You know what I'm saying? It influenced the masses.
See, I like that Jay-Z line where he said Scarface the movie did more than Scarface the rapper to me. Like, but people, you know what I'm saying, will act like this is the most worst shit in the motherfucking world. The music first of all, the music is a reflection of shit that's going on in real life. And instead of niggas being mad like, oh, this is what they talking about, why don't y'all be mad at what's causing niggas to have to talk about this shit?
Right.
What's causing niggas to have to live the drill life, or feel like they got to go out to go get a, you know what I'm saying?
Rap about being like, I try to get a job, but they do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always rapping about the people. Yeah.
And then at that point, it's like y'all are mad at these niggas for what they're rapping about. Y'all be madder if they were out here really doing this shit, but these niggas is just talking about it. They're getting that shit legally. They're literally
what they've been around. It's not necessarily them doing it. Yes.
They're not directly hurting anybody. And then I feel like also when people do that shit, they take a lot of the pressure off of what the parents should be doing. Like, if you have a problem with the fuck that your kids is listening to and shit, then parent them. Nigga, keep the shit away from them.
I always
like, you don't have, you don't have to get your kids these motherfucking phones. You don't have to do none of this shit.
You know what I mean? You can still
real shit. And I think motherfuckers blaming that, like, hip hop and shit, but then don't blame these action movies. Don't blame. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sit there and watch horror movies or some goofy ass
TV series and TV shows, bruh. Shit, that's popular.
Mm-hmm. And nobody says shit about that. These motherfuckers get awards, Emmys. You know what I'm saying? All kind of other shit. But when it comes to hip hop, it's like, oh no, this is bad.
Right.
This is absolutely bad. Like, nah, bro. And then a lot of hip hop references other pop culture shit. So you gotta be mad at the shit of everything, bro. Like, niggas ain't consistent, and I feel like that'd be an attack on culture. But that's why I feel what David Banner said. He had an interview like earlier this year or some shit, and he was like us, like, we're the generation that has to protect hip hop, because now it's getting to the point where people is really attacking and like fucking up what, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people have paved the way for and built 100%. Up until now. And that's what I be on. That's why I'm like, yeah, I want to protect this shit. Like, I'd 100% fuck with gatekeeping, because if you gave a fuck, I feel like motherfuckers who only care about gatekeeping, or they only care about it because they can't come in and fuck up shit how they want to. Because if you care, if you like really love the culture and care about it, you wouldn't want to do anything to fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to be gatekept, because you wouldn't do anything to fuck it up. But if you in there mad that the shit is gatekept from motherfuckers who would fuck it up, it's probably because you shouldn't be here either.
100%. 100%. And that kind of goes back to, I think that's why there's this like uptick of how people feel about, quote unquote, the MAGA rappers. You know, say we gonna quote them, the MAGA rappers, we're gonna quote them, the rappers that rap about these subjects. Because I feel like when I listen to these rappers, you know what I'm saying, all these rappers that may rap conservatively, I guess I would say, right? I'd be like, well, how do you have this? Because I want to know what your favorite rappers are. You know what I'm saying? When I want to ask those questions, like, who's your favorite rapper? Like, who'd you grow up listening to? And for you to say certain artists, if you say like Public Enemy and like you like Nas and you like certain rappers that really rapped about the culture, and then you go and turn around and do that, I personally find that type of stuff confusing, because now you kind of go opposite of what you grew up enjoying. And now you're using what you're doing to weaponize and tear something down. Kind of like what did Eminem say? Like, he says some line, and I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I never came in this game to try to like break it down and all this other stuff. I feel like some people come in trying to break the culture down.
Yeah. Yeah, see, yeah, I think that's another reason why like people like Eminem get respect in the culture, because he contribute to it.
Right.
Like, he could like there's so many classic albums and situations that we wouldn't have without Eminem's
fingerprints
input.
On it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we wouldn't have a 50. We wouldn't have a 50. Therefore, we wouldn't have a Power. We wouldn't have a Kanan.
Wouldn't have a Get Rich.
None of that
wouldn't
shit.
Even gotten a Get Rich. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had none of that shit. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have had these phenomenal mixtapes from a Lloyd Banks. We wouldn't have had like this, man. This is like a lot of shit. We wouldn't have got the Black Album the way it was, because we got Eminem producing on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
on Eminem's ability to produce on records and shit.
Bro,
like
Eminem
that too.
is.
I call his shit trash, but I'm like, yo, he's literally had his fingerprints on a lot of good shit. Like, you might think that Tupac shit was trash, but I'm like, you know, he's kind of produced a lot.
That's
of
my favorite Pac album.
Rappers.
That's my favorite Pac album.